Hi everyone, so today I want to show you how I made this card. Now I'm calling this a 5x7 Triple Mixed Easel Card, okay? Now again, I don't know that anybody's done this before. If you know of somebody who's done this before me, that's fine, let me know, but I've actually come up with this idea myself. I've been having a play with the whole easel thing on a 5x7 after doing the last two videos. I really enjoyed doing it, so you know, based on the easels, so I've been having a go with this. So yeah, so this is one we're doing. So this obviously folds down flat like that, and then this folds down like that. So the whole thing folds down flat for posting. As long as your stoppers aren't too thick, and as long as these aren't too, your toppers aren't too thick, you should be able to fit that through the post fine. Now the footprint on this is 5 inches by 7 inches, so it will fit in an envelope for a 5x7 card. Okay, so we're going to get going with it. It's not too bad, as long it's just triangles really, so as long as you're okay with triangles, then you should be okay with this. Okay, so we're going to start off. So for this card you're going to need a contrasting piece of plain coloured paper, card even, not paper, dear me, that's 5x7. So this is 5x7. That's going to be like your base, so you can put that to one side for now. We won't need that till the end. Then you're going to need another piece, which is a matte piece, and this piece is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then you're going to need 2 strips of the same colour, and these are 2 3/8 by 6 3/4. Okay, so then you also need a large piece. So I've got 3 different patterns of paper. If you want to, you can have all the same, or you can have 2, or whatever you want to do, but I've gone for 3. So this piece is the largest piece, and this is 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. Then we've got one piece that is 2 1/8 by 6 1/4, and then we've got 2 pieces that are 2 1/8 by 2 7/8. Okay, so on the larger red piece, the piece that's 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, you want to score along the short edge at 2 3/8. Okay, that's like that, and then we're just going to fold it in half and burnish it. And then in a minute we're going to do some more score lines on it, but I need my cork board for that, so we're going to put it to one side for now. Then we're going to bring in the 2 short strip pieces that are 6 3/4 of an inch long, and we're going to score these at 3 3/8. Okay, so if we bring in the long piece, you just open it up and take a pencil. You want to make a mark at 3 3/8 along the long edge, and then you're going to score from that point to the bottom corner and from that point to the other corner. Okay, so you should end up with that, and then you can go ahead and just fold those over and give them a good burnish. Now make sure when you're doing this, you don't go past this score line here, and these 2 score lines don't cross over, because otherwise your card's going to rip. So just be really careful about that. Okay, so that's will form the back part of your card. So now if you take your 2 pieces, if you turn one of them around so that both open edges are facing into the middle and both folded edges are on the outside, and then what you're going to do is on this one here, the right hand side one, just open it up, and you're going to score from the bottom right hand corner to the top left hand corner. And again, just make sure you don't go past that score line, otherwise you will tear your card. And I think I might have just done what I said not to do. No, I think I'm all right. I'm all right. And then on this piece here, we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to score from the top right hand corner to the bottom left. Okay, so you end up with 2 pieces that look like that. So we're now going to get rid of the cork board. Okay, so now what you want to do is if you can put these to one side, but just keep them near so you can see them. I'm just going to put them out of view for you guys. You're going to want to take your longer strip of card that you've got, and if you turn it over, you want to mark along the long edge, and you're going to go halfway at 3 1/8. Okay, make a mark at 3 1/8. And then if you draw a line from there to the bottom right hand corner and from there to the bottom left hand corner, like I have. Now before you go and cut it, if you're going to use double-sided tape, make sure you tape it first. I'm going to do that, I think. I usually use glue, but I think on this occasion I am going to use tape. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut along those 2 lines. Okay, so you should be left with 3 pieces that look like that. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and cut that down the middle if you want to. I did do that for this one because what I did was I used obviously the blue background with the baubles here and here, but on the inside I chose to use the cream background with the Christmassy tree decoration-y things on it, and then I chose to use those 2 pieces on the front here. So I'm going to do that again, I think, because I quite like the fact that these were all on the front and this was all kind of like an inside pattern, and then this was obviously on the main panel. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. So I'm just going to take this piece now and I'm just going to cut down the middle. Okay, so that gives you 4 triangles. Okay, so I'm just going to put those to one side for now. Actually, no, we'll go ahead and stick those on, and then we'll come to these in a minute. So these are going to go, as I said, we're going to put 2 here, and then we're also going to put 2 on this front bit here. So if you've got your card like this, you can see which way round you're going to be. Okay, so I've got my card like that. So I'm going to put them on these 2 front pieces here, as well as on these 2 front triangles here. It's important as well that you use an any way up pattern for this, because then it just saves bother later. Okay, so that's what we end up with, like that. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take the other pieces, which are these 2 pieces, and again, if I turn them over, one of them you want to go from the top right hand corner to the bottom left, and the other from the top left to the bottom right. And again, I would just put some tape on them first, then cut them, and then we can go ahead and stick them down. Okay, so now I've done that, I'm just going to go ahead now and cut these 2 in half diagonally. Okay, so now I've cut my 2 pieces in half diagonally, and I'm now going to go ahead and I'm going to stick them on to these 2 pieces here and also in here as well. Okay, so you end up with that. Now obviously if you wanted to, I can hear people asking this question, why did we not just cut out 4 pieces that were the same size as these, the 2 pieces we had? Why did we not just cut 4 of them out? You can do that if you want to. The reason why I didn't was because I originally intended to have that whole section as one piece, which you could actually do, because I could have done that bit there maybe and then use the rest of it here. So you could do that, but anyway, I didn't. So there you go. So right, now what we need to do is bring in your 5x7 base card, and we're just going to simply stick these pieces down. So you want to make sure you've got an even border all the way around the top and the sides on this one, and then these obviously are going to butt up to this one, but they still need the border around the edge. So just shimmy it and just make sure you're happy with where it is. So I reckon that's going to be about there. And then we're going to go ahead and stick these down. Okay, so you end up with that. Okay, yes, I know that that colour red is different to that colour red. I ran out of this colour red, so I end up having to choose a slightly different colour red, but it doesn't bother me too much, and it's going to have a pattern over the top of it, so I'm not that bothered, to be honest with you. So then we need to bring in the big piece of pattern paper that we had, and this is going to go in the middle there like that, and it's going to cover up all your joins. If you want to, you can make this pale so that you can write on it, or you can do what I did on this one and stick something on the back so then you can write on the back. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick this down. Okay, so now we're going to add the toppers and the stoppers. Now I've gone for good old buttons. Can't go wrong with a button. I've just noticed that this here isn't the best. I've got a bit of a big gap there and no gap there, so if I'd have concentrated I would have seen that and I could have fixed that, but anyway I didn't, so I haven't. Never mind, you can see that I make mistakes too. So I'm going to go ahead now, I'm just going to fit these buttons in just in stoppers at the back here like that, so they act as stoppers. You want it about, I mean just gauge it, but about there, you don't want it too upright. And then I'm going to put this one, this is my greeting, it's going to be on pads, again not very big pads but big enough that it'll hold it, and I'm going to put it in the middle there so that will open, it'll keep those two flaps open at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I've put my stoppers on. I've also realised that I've got the wrong border here compared with here. I'm obviously not awake today, so please bear with me. But anyway, you get the gist of what we're doing. So then we're going to bring in, I've got two toppers that are going to go on the front there. You could also do them on the back if you wanted to, but you just need to make sure that whatever you put on the back isn't long, you know, when you fold it flat, it's not going to be wider than the top of the card. Otherwise, it's not going to fit in the envelope. So I'm actually going to just put them at the front. I'm going to leave the back as it is. I might change my mind later, actually. We'll see. Actually, no, I might put these at the back because then it will cover up my misdemeanor at the back there. And then we'll see about the front. These embellishments I actually made myself. And I use, there's a channel called Anne Positively Papercraft. I'll see if I can link her in the description, and she's done a whole video about how you can make embellishments out of kitchen roll. She saw it somewhere else, I can't remember who she saw, I think it was Split Coast Stampers she saw do it, but they're really nice. These are all made out of kitchen roll. If I turn it over you can sort of see the kitchen roll. But yeah, these are made of kitchen roll, but it was really, really good. So I've been making some flowers. So I've made a couple of flowers and also made a little poinsettia as well. But yeah, I really like them. So I'm probably gonna put those on there, I think, because I quite like them on there. And then I might leave the front clear, or I might put something else on the front. I'm not quite sure yet what I'm gonna do. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stick these down. Okay, so there's my finished card so far. I might go ahead and add some more on the front here, I'm not sure. I don't want to overload it too much, but anyway, that's my card so far. So I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you have a go. Obviously you can then also cut out a white piece to fit on the back. That would need to be 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, or if you've got a topper like I had on this one, you can just go ahead and just stick that straight on. So yeah, hope you have a go. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you know any other crafters who might want to have a go at tutorials, let them know about my channel. And as I said, thank you ever so much for everybody who subscribed, and we'll see you next time. Bye.